All right, if you haven't done it already, what are you thinking?
I know, really.
The holiday meal is tomorrow, so you need to get planning, and we want to help you on that mission.
Definitely. Over the past week, we've shown you how to make apple pie with a twist, the perfect Thanksgiving turkey. Today, we're going to tackle those traditional side dishes. First up, from the Recipe Box, homemade dinner rolls. 2 days ago, we showed you how to brine a turkey. We're staying with the Thanksgiving theme today, talking about side dishes. We're back in Kristen King's Norfolk kitchen. She's going to give us some ways on how to make these Thanksgiving favorites a healthier way. You're going to be making 3 dishes for us today.
Right. We're making traditional Thanksgiving soft dinner rolls, green bean casserole, and sweet potato casserole.
Yum, yum. I'm getting hungry already. So we're going to start with the dinner rolls and a way to make them tasty but not terrible for your diet.
We are using white whole wheat flour. So we're going to start off with 1 packet of active dry yeast into your bowl, sugar, and we are going to add ½ a cup of low-fat milk and ½ a cup of water. Just going to mix this to dissolve. And now we're just going to let this sit here for about 10 minutes to proof. And when that happens, the yeast will get all bubbly, and that way you know the yeast is working for you.
Okay.
Okay. We are going to start adding the flour. It's very much like all-purpose flour. I'm going to start with 2½ cups. You're going to put in butter. Now, I know it's not all that healthy, but it's Thanksgiving. And we're going to add an egg, and this gives it some body and some texture. And we're just going to mix this until it's combined and it comes together in a nice dough for us. And it's done. Now we can put it in a greased bowl and let it rise for about an hour. This is to roll out the rolls so we don't get sticky. Here is the risen dough. Cut in half.
Half and then quarters.
Yep, and then like 3. It should make about 16 rolls. We take it and you roll it into itself. Just take it and pull it so it's tight and roll it underneath into itself like this.
Okay, I see.
Okay. And then kind of pinch it.
Like a mushroom.
Right. Pinch the bottom so it's closed. And then we're just going to put it on a greased baking sheet.
Okay.
And continue to roll.
Okay.
So we're done. And now we're just going to put a clean cloth over them and let them rest for about 45 minutes to an hour. And then we'll be ready to bake them.
Well, the big reveal coming up at the end of the show, and you can find that recipe online at fox43tv.com. And coming up in just a few minutes, Kristen King will make twice-baked sweet potatoes.
I'm watching for that. All right, all morning long, we're helping you tackle your Thanksgiving menu.
Yep, our focus, traditional side dishes with a healthy twist. We've already covered bread. Now it's time for dish number 2. Next up from the Recipe Box, Kristen King makes twice-baked sweet potatoes that won't make you regret that second helping. On to our sweet potato side dish.
We are making sweet potato casserole in individual sweet potato skins.
I like that.
I baked off 3 or 4 sweet potatoes for about an hour, 400 degrees, and then I took the filling out. And as you see, the skins are kind of crispy. Think of it as a twice-baked potato, but for sweet potatoes.
So the sweet potato, I mean, do you poke holes in it? Do you cut them in half? How do you...
Bake them whole with a couple holes in it, and then cut them in the middle, and we scoop out the flesh.
Okay, and
this is
the
what
flesh.
I have here. Yep. Okay. Yep, and just kind of mash it a little bit, but I mean, it's pretty well mashed already. We're going to add an egg. So we're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla, some honey, and then here I have cinnamon, clove, and nutmeg, or you can just use pumpkin pie spice.
Oh, okay.
Would be the equivalent to all 3 of these. And the egg.
And then the egg?
Yep.
Put that right on in?
Yep.
Okay.
And the egg will help the filling puff up, and it'll kind of make it like a souffle almost. And I'm just going to add about ½ a cup of low-fat milk. For a little more flavor, we're going to add orange zest, and that's the filling. And we're going to put it in our little skins. We need a topping.
Right.
So we're going to make a streusel topping with pecans. We have ½ a cup of brown sugar, ½ a cup of the white whole wheat flour, half a cup of pecans, and then 3 tablespoons of butter, and that's going to be our streusel topping. We're going to put cold butter in. You want it to look like peas, almost. Now, we're just going to
put those on top.
Yep. We're going to put these in the oven for about 30 minutes on 400 degrees. And they'll be done.
Wow, that looked good.
Calorie saving, too.
Well,
Kristen was saying 600 calories for a normal serving of sweet potato, you know, with the marshmallows and stuff.
Yeah.
The way she did it, like 200 per serving.
Still looked awfully
It was good.
rich, but I guess if you eliminate the marshmallows, you're getting rid of a lot of calories there.
Not bad at all.
That was really
You
good.
can find that recipe along with the bread recipe online at fox43tv.com. And Kristen is not done yet. Later in the show, your traditional green bean casserole gets a makeover.
Man, recipe ideas are flying at you before you can even write them down this morning. We're helping you tackle that Thanksgiving menu, and Sandra Lee kind of took you right through the next 3 or 4 days, too.
We're talking all about food today. We've already covered the carbs. Now it's time to take on the vegetables. Green bean casserole, certainly a Thanksgiving Day staple, but it can pack on the pounds. Next up from the recipe box, Kristen King makes a lightened up version of this family favorite. Now to our last dish, green bean casserole.
Yes. No canned soup, no canned green beans,
Okay.
no canned fried onions.
Oh, right. All right. All natural, huh?
Yes, we're going to start off by making our own fried onions, except we're going to use shallots. I'm going to cut these really thin. And we're going to throw in our sliced shallots carefully. And you want to stir them continuously. And we're not doing any flour or anything, and these still come out as crispy as an onion ring. We're going to start on the filling. And we're using cremini mushrooms, which are baby portobello mushrooms.
So mushrooms in the pan.
Yep, along with 2 cloves of garlic, a little touch of salt to get the water out of the mushrooms. To mimic what the cream of mushroom soup does, we are going to make a roux. Once the mushrooms have started to cook down a little bit, we're going to start our roux, which is 2 tablespoons of butter. Let that melt a little bit. Now you can put in 2 tablespoons of flour and whisk it until it will get kind of lumpy on you and the pan will dry up. Don't be afraid.
You want it to dry up and get lumpy?
Yep.
Okay. I am a little afraid. I don't like this look. This is when I'd start dumping stuff in.
Yeah. Getting all the corners and...
Oh, I see.
Now we're going to add half a cup of low-fat milk and a half a cup of chicken stock and just continue whisking.
And you want it to boil?
Yep. See how it starts to coat the pan and you can see the bottom of the pan? It's thick enough. And we can add our blanched green beans. We have 1 pound of fresh green beans that have been par-cooked in some boiling salted water. I always put nutmeg in any kind of bechamel sauce that I'm doing. So we're going to grate some. And we're ready to pan it up and put it in the oven. I'm putting the crispy fried shallots on top. And we're going to put this in the oven, 400 degrees, about 20 minutes. Our sweet potato casserole.
And look, the rolls ready to go in the oven.
We have individual sweet potato casserole, green bean casserole, and whole wheat dinner rolls.
Yum, yum, yum. We've thrown a lot of recipes at you this morning. You can find all of them online at fox43tv.com.